Hi, I'm Channet, and this is Beyond Unboxed on West Kent Radio. Here's my recorded interview with Evi Goffin, bringing the sound and energy of Lasgo back to stage as part of the original live tour. You're listening to West Kent Radio. I'm Channet. As Original Live heads to the Assembly Hall Theater in Tunbridge 12 this April 3rd, I caught up with one of the voices behind the global dance anthem, sharing the story behind the name Lasgo and how it all began. From Lasgo, here's Evie Goffin. Hello, Evie.
Hi.
Hello there. You look chipper. I mean, honestly, you're so energetic. I don't know where you get your energy because I thought it was only in your music, but you must sleep 15 hours a day.
I actually do.
Oh my goodness.
No, I am very energetic. I think they have medication for that as well, but I refuse to take it. No, I'm always like this, but I do actually like to sleep my hours at night. But
Oh, and it shows. It reflects on your work, that's for sure.
thank you.
Last week, I spoke to Kelly O and Anita Dope. And it was really inspiring because everyone has come from such a very humble background and then reinventing it. I'm really excited to speak with you because I really want to really hear some of the journeys and everything that you've been through in the past and where you're at today. So with that, I'm going to ask you to just flip things. When did you realize that your music had traveled further than you'd ever expected?
Yeah, when we first released we actually just had a song and we released it on a white label because like it was this record with a question mark on it because yeah, we didn't know what the song was gonna do, right? We just handed it over to some local DJs and then it starts spreading somehow. And I remember Dave McCullen, the producer of Lasgo, which is also my ex husband. We have a son together way after Lasgo. That's a different story. But I remember him calling me one day and he said like, Evie, I just heard our track on the radio in Belgium. And so we were surprised. And then all of a sudden we had to find like this band name, which Dave also invented. It was just Glasgow without the G and the W because he really loves Scotland so much. And then we all of a sudden it like skyrocketed because like in 2 weeks later they asked us to do performances in the UK, in the Netherlands, Spain, even in the United States at that point. And we were all like, how is this possible? I mean, it's just a song. And then yeah, we started going and we've been all over the world. And I think the country that shocked me the most where they asked us was like Brazil. Like, do
Oh.
they know our music in Brazil? And I think that's when we realized like we have like pure gold in our hands because this is a hit. And the funny part is even more than 20 years later, even the young people still know the song. So and that's something I'm like really, really proud of. It wasn't just a song that lasted for a year, but it's a song that got like to several generations. And for me, I sometimes a lot of my friends tell me that I don't realize how big that song or that music is. Still, I don't always realize that, which is good. That keeps me humble.
Speaking of your videos and all the glitter, it just looks very exciting. Share a little bit about behind the scenes because it looks very easy. Everything that you've done,
Oh,
it looks very easy. Every single track, it just seems like you just open your mouth and brilliance comes out.
it wasn't always like that. For example, yeah, recording in the studio, I love singing. Obviously, that's my life, that's my passion. But obviously, it was never like that. Go into the studio, sing the track one time, and yay, we recorded it. It needed a lot more, well, effort and work. Also, I was very young when I started singing. And I think if we fast forward to now, I can hear like more maturity in my voice than I had back then.
Hmm.
On the other hand, the innocence I had in my voice 25 years ago probably made the songs. But I've never done that. I never did that before. All of a sudden I went to studio recording albums. I recorded video clips, which I thought was easy, like smile into the camera and sing a little bit. But recording the video clips, I remember the video clip we made for Surrender was recorded in Germany, middle of winter, minus 10 degrees with no heating at all, and I had to sit in a bathtub with cold water.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Yeah, it looked amazing on screen, but I was like dying. We just did that. Also, I was as I said, very young, and I didn't really ask too many questions because I assumed that the people I was working with at that time knew what was best for me. So I just tagged along, and yeah, we created some amazing stuff though. And looking back, it's definitely not that easy as most people think it is. They only see the bright side of it,
Do you feel that it
obviously.
was too much, or did you feel overwhelmed?
At one point I did, and especially after my oldest son was born, I really felt that I needed more time to enjoy my new family, and um be there to be the mom I wanted to be, and unfortunately, well, unfortunately is a big word, but obviously the people weren't going to wait forever, right? So after 6 weeks I had to pack my bags again, and I had to start traveling the world again.
Wow.
And that eventually took me down, to be honest, because, yeah, I felt guilty, but I felt guilty towards my family, and I felt guilty towards my fans. And it was like, yeah, that was a lot. But
Wow.
hey,
I mean,
I'm still here.
how would you do things differently?
I don't think I would, to be honest, because that's a journey of becoming stronger and becoming who you are today. If people ask me, don't you have problems with your age because I just turned 45? My answer is honestly, no, not at all. I don't want to go back to when I was 20 because I feel much more secure and happy right now. But the thing I would tell myself, because that's something I do right now, to my younger version, I would say enjoy it more because, as I said, at that point, my schedule was made and you had to go from this country to that country, and it just happened. And now I regret it a little bit that I didn't enjoy those things a little
Oh,
bit more. So I'm very happy that I get to do it all over again, and that we have like this revival. And when I'm traveling the world now, I really, really try to enjoy every second of it, even the flights to the venues, even the sound checks, everything.
as you know, the spotlight shifted. What did you rediscover about yourself? I mean, what did you learn about yourself? And what have you learned about yourself all this time to today?
Oh, that's a difficult question because I think I still learn every day. But I think if there's one thing I learned about myself, I think it's that I'm way stronger than I initially thought I was. Because obviously everybody has this time where you feel like, oh God, it's too much. Am I doing it right? Am I doing the good things? Do I make the right choices? Am I doing a good job? And that's something I really learned about myself, is that I'm obviously way more consistent and strong than I once thought I was. In
Yeah.
all different, but not only physically, but also mentally, maybe especially mentally.
What feeling brought you back today to say, okay, fine, it's time to do it again. It's time for me to, be that rising phoenix. It's time for me to shine even bigger, brighter.
Yeah, there was this one time where I said, I'm never returning to stage again. I've had it. I'm fed up, and over the years, it started growing on me again because I was like, see, this is what I was made to do, and this is what I really want to do. And then, in 2018, requests started coming in again for like 90s and Nilly's parties because that's when it all started again. And so I set this goal for myself, like, okay, by 2020, I want to achieve this and this and this. And so I actually achieved those things. And then I started like raising the bar for myself and saying, okay, by 2022, because of course we had the COVID thing coming in
Right.
between, which wasn't the best possible timing. But then after COVID, I was like, okay, now I'm going to go. This is my last chance. I mean, obviously, we're not getting any younger, which is the truth, but so far it's not a problem. So that's a good thing. But then I started like, okay, I want to achieve this and this and this. And by the end of that year, one of my best friends told me, Evie, do you realize what you've done? You checked off everything and you went even further. And that's when I was like, oh, that was my power to say, okay, next year I want to do so many shows, and I want to build it up again. And so far it's all happening. So that's just, I'm so, so grateful for that. Because if you told me 25 years ago, oh, by the time you're 45, you're going to be touring the whole year, I would have been like, yeah, right. But
Does it feel like you're reliving the past or reinventing your future?
reinventing my future, definitely, because the way I experience it now is way more fun than it was back in the days. Because
Oh,
I'm also, yeah, I'm in charge now. I take care of everything myself. I can decide how the things go. Like the tables have turned a little bit, which is very good. So I would call it reinventing. Also, if I look at video clips from myself 20 years ago and I see myself on stage now, that's a different person.
well, you're wiser and more beautiful. So there
Oh,
you,
thank
there
you.
you go.
No,
Yes.
just more secure, I think. Like I feel more secure about what I'm doing. Also, that's probably because after 20 plus years, the songs are still there. That gives me this kind of, yeah, it makes me feel good.
Describe the feeling that you feel when the audience knows the song and you don't have to sing. I mean, that must be really incredible.
It's I'm this kind of person who cries very easily, but I
Oh.
mean not sad tears, but happy tears. So yeah, safe to say that when that happens, usually there's like some tears in my eyes because I think it's incredible. If it wasn't for the people singing the song with me, I wouldn't be there anymore. I mean, that's just the truth, you know. They're a very they have a very big share in the fact that I'm still here on stage and that I get to do this amazing tour with these amazing ladies. I mean, yeah, when I first got the offer to well, the question to be part of the originals live, it gave me the exact same feeling as that I had 25 years ago when I got offered my first record deal. It was the exact same feeling. That was amazing. I was so overwhelmed and excited. Yeah.
And what's the song that gets repeated over and over again to the point that you don't have to remember the lyrics because the audience does?
Oh, that's definitely something.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it depends on which country I go to because there's like last weekend I was in Germany and they basically sang all the songs we released as singles. I mean, I didn't have to sing for like half an hour. The crowd was I
Life
did
gets
obviously.
easier, right?
Yeah. But it depends. Like when I go to Brazil, I safe to say that I tour Brazil approximately 3 or 4 months a year. And there the shows are like an hour and 15 minutes because we released 2 albums there, and people know every single song of those 2 albums, so they sing along for like an hour straight. Crazy.
Give me a moment in time that you felt that this is too good to be true.
Well, I think basically everything from the start because we never expected this to happen. We just had a song. We knew it was a good song, but we were not sure enough, as I said. So released it as a white label first because we were like, yeah, a little bit unsure, you know? And so everything that happened since the release of that song has been very surreal for me. I mean, I'm just a girl from Belgium, and Belgium is like
No.
this tiny country. Most of the people around the world don't even know Belgium is a country. They think it's a city. So being able to travel all the world, meeting all these nice people, having well singing your songs with you, that for me is still surreal. And even to this day it feels surreal because I don't feel like a superstar or something. I'm still just Evi.
And you have an incredible voice and you're very talented. I love your
Thank
videos,
you.
by the way. You should make
Thank you.
more of them. With that in mind, the industry has changed. It's still tough, What does it really take to make it, in your opinion, these days in comparison to yesteryear?
Yeah, there is no like secret ingredient in my opinion, apart from the fact that you have to have a very strong song. Back in the days it was like different because you had sales, like physical sales from CDs and yeah, well, records. Obviously I think it's a matter of right track, right place, right time, and also meeting the right people. And these days, I think it's more difficult because the releases, everybody can release tracks on Spotify these days, right? But there's like hundred thousands of them daily. So to have that one special track in all those releases,
Mm.
that's really a lucky shot. On the other hand, you have TikTok, for example, and Instagram, and if they pick up your song there, well, that's a very good start. But I'm just wondering, or no, I'll say it differently. We are very blessed again that after 25 years, the songs are still standing. And I'm wondering if it's going to be the same case with the newer artists right now, because there's so many of them.
Right, exactly. They aren't as iconic as they used to be.
Because there's so many, and there's so many platforms. If you really liked the song 25 years ago, you had to go to the store and buy the CD. Now you just have to open internet and you can find whatever you want so easily. So yeah, it's I'm glad it happened to us so many years ago, because today it's definitely more difficult. And but still, I believe that luck is a big factor, but to stay there, that really takes hard work and dedication to what you're doing.
Right, I totally agree with that, but I beg to differ on the luck. I think it's talent and talent you've got. So I think talent has a lot to do with it.
Absolutely, but to be honest, I'm this kind of person. I don't have TikTok for some reason. I use Instagram, and I can still find artists that are just, recording tracks from their living room, young girls, young guys trying to get out there, and I can be very, very surprised by the talent that is out there. And then I think, oh my God, were you there 25 years ago? That would have been way easier, but they're just like trying to put
Right.
themselves out there, even though they are very talented. But it's just an overload, I think.
What's next? You're such a charged woman, the woman who gets that much sleep and has that much energy. Surely there's more to come. Do you have anything on the horizon that you want to share?
Yeah, I'm working in the studio, recording some new tracks, and I really enjoy that because it's been a while since we last released something. But the thing is, like, back in the days, when other people decided it for me, yeah, you just went to the studio, you did what they expected from you. But now, when you're in charge yourself, you're like way more into details and stuff like that. So it takes a longer time. I went back to the studio for one track already 3 times. So I don't know when the new music is will be released. But for me at this point, something I really lived up to is my first show with the originals live, because the first one, when was it? The 8th of March, I think. I unfortunately had to miss because I was in Malta doing a show. And so, but next week we will be in Turnbridge Wells, and it will be my first originals live show, and I'm super excited to
Oh,
start
really?
that.
Your first original live show.
Yes,
Okay. Oh,
that's the
wow.
first one
Okay.
for me. So I look forward to seeing the ladies again. I look forward to doing that show, meet the people there, and yeah, let's get started. It's something I've really been living up to. Yeah.
Well, I will be there as well on the 3rd of April, which happens to be Good Friday. I cannot wait to hear what you have upcoming.
Yeah, I'll let you know once it's finished. But yeah, you know what? There's no rush, because I'm very busy doing all the things I like, and of course releasing new material is one of them. But there's no rush. If I release something now, it has to be, in my opinion, perfect.
That's Evi of Lasgo, authentic, grounded, and powerful as ever. You can catch her live at the Assembly Hall Theater in Tunbridge Wells on the 3rd of April as part of Original Live. I'm Mona Channet, and I will definitely be there, dancing to every beat. Hope to see you there too. And that was Evi Goffin of Glasgow on Beyond Unboxed with me, Mona Chanel, on West Kent Radio.